Most people that believe in reincarnation don't eat cows. But what about the fact that maybe he wants to move on to another life and have a lot of fun? Folks, Mike and McGee here. This is the big day you've been wanting and you've been waiting and you've been dreading and well, it's here. So, the big bull, he's going down today. His name was Ferdinand. I'm here right now with Brett. He is the man that developed this fine specimen. Brett, what went through your mind? What was your brainstorm to come up with such a menace to society?
That's a funny way of calling this a crazy harebrained experiment. We were broke, we had no money, and we were trying to make an A2 miniature Jersey cow that would not consume a lot of hay, but would be a good milk producer and would minimize our need without pasture to constantly go out and buy in hay. And my wife saw it on Pinterest or something crazy. I don't know where she got this harebrained idea.
That's where the zebu comes in?
That's where somewhere she read about a possibility of making a miniature Jersey by using a zebu, and they make all the zebu are A2 milk, and the Jersey cow that we had come off of a Jersey farm that was trying to make A2 jerseys. But our Jersey was not A2. She was A2A1 or A1A2. I don't remember which. So she got on Craigslist and found a bull in Alabama, an A2 zebu, miniature zebu bull, and sent me and the kids to go get it. And when we showed up and got it, there was a big full-grown zebu bull, looked about like him. Whoa. And I thought that's what we were going to go pick up, and then they said, no, this is the one over here, and he was just a little tiny guy. He was about a year old only, but the zebus are very slow to mature, and they take a long time to grow out to full size, and so I didn't know what to do, so we went ahead and picked up the bull and brought it home. To my wife's surprise, she was shocked when she saw how small that little bull was. And he was so docile that we named him Eeyore, because he just kind of stood out in the field and just kind of stared at the ground, and he seemed to be afraid of everything. So we kept him around, and we found out that he was not really mature enough or tall enough to be able to breed our Jersey cow. And so that turned out to be quite a fiasco. And so we went from one extreme to the other. We had the zebu miniature bull, and we went out instead and we bought a full-size Guernsey, who is also by nature all A2. And so we went from the smallest bull that you could imagine that was incapable of being able to breed, and then we got the largest Jersey, or the largest dairy breed bull that you can buy.
Yeah.
And so that cow bred our Jersey at 10 months old, and then he came over here to spend the rest of his life. And he became quite a menace to society as well.
He was.
At a much younger age than this guy, right? I think you couldn't even bush hog at 18 months old. He had to go down.
He scared me bad, yeah.
When you butchered him, and we were throwing up sick that day. We couldn't even get out of the house. So we didn't participate that time. But so we wound up with a calf off of the Jersey from the Guernsey.
Right.
But we still had the little Eeyore, miniature zebu, who by this time we decided must be sterile, because he could not. Even though he bred our Jersey, we built a stand for him and everything. She kept going back into heat month after month, and so we decided he must be sterile. So we let him out in the pasture with the calf of the Jersey Guernsey, and all this time just thinking he was just there for moral support. And one day he died. We found him, somehow he had been probably sleeping next to the hay bale, and I don't know if the horse or somebody knocked the bale over, and we think he suffocated under a hay bale.
Oh!
So he was out of the picture, and this little Guernsey Jersey calf that we thought was just a little 6-month-old calf, she lived for another 9 months, and lo and behold, one day we realized she was giving birth. We had no idea she had been bred by that little bull who was not sterile and had been dead for 9 months. And so to our surprise, this guy is who showed up out of that circumstance. and we had him tested, and turns out he's an A2 bull.
Awesome.
So he's Guernsey, Zebu, Jersey,
Yeah.
and this will be, we got 3 calves out of him ultimately, somehow or another. The first we had one. He threw a bull. He was looked like just like a Jersey bull, and he was a terror. He was the worst calf we ever had for escaping and causing havoc. He was a nightmare. So we butchered him and ate him just young. He was only by 3 months old or 4 months old. He was causing more trouble on that farm than Victory ever did. Victory is the full-size Guernsey bull that you had.
Yeah.
And so we ate him, and then he also threw a heifer calf, but she wound up being A2A1.
Oh.
And she was stunted growth because we weaned her too soon and we didn't bottle feed her. She just became kind of an eating pasture ornament that was just eating hay like crazy but not growing.
Yeah.
So we actually just butchered her. Caleb butchered her just about a month ago or so.
Okay.
And so now we have we have a heifer calf from him that was born just the day before Christmas, or 2 days before Christmas this year.
Okay.
And we're bottle feeding her, and we're going to get her tested shortly. Well, our last chance for an A2. This has been we just realized we started this stupid experiment in 2018, so this has been 6 years of fooling around to try to get an A2 animal that we could milk. Well, what a waste of time and energy, I'll tell you what. If you want an A2 cow, you just go and buy yourself one. The only reason we didn't do that is because at the time, as a family of 5, we were living on $16,000 a year.
Yeah.
And those miniature jerseys are high dollar.
Yeah.
And we didn't have the money to do it, and nor the sense. And this all came about because Micah convinced us 8 years ago that we could raise a cow in the woods without pasture. And so we went and did that.
Yeah.
And we've been buying in hay ever since.
Explain to me what took place to cause you to want to bring Ferdinand to my property.
Well, it was either he'd die at our property because he was causing so much havoc. He got to be about 18 months old, or maybe 2 years old. Because he's got that Zebu in him, I believe he matured more slowly than a regular dairy bull would. And we have just rudimentary fencing. We had just barbed wire up, and he kept tearing through the barbed wire. And then we put up chain link along the barbed wire and had electric fence on the inside of that. And he just kept on jumping and tearing out. He wanted to be in the garden eating, and it was just a nightmare trying to keep him separate. And he was causing so much havoc and just breaking out all the time. And we had this bull running loose all over. We'd have to constantly corral him, and it just got worse and worse. And finally, Micah said, "Why don't you bring him to my house? I got pasture, and we'll split him."
Yeah.
And it worked out because Micah had to deal with all the problems, and we got two more calves out of the deal.
Yeah.
And you got all the views.
And,
Yeah.
and you've had to put him up and build fences and fight with him every day, it sounds like. And now Micah's gone crazy enough to want to kill him too.
He's definitely a very interesting fellow. What do you say to the millions of people that have watched him?
Millions of viewers now? You know, this all started before you even had a YouTube channel. Man!
Yeah, that's true.
It's been a long time.
It's true. Now, most of the millions of views happen on Facebook, and it was just a short video of him hollering with his tongue hanging out. And I had thousands of people tell me that he was being abused and obviously thirsty. And what would you say to the people? I even had a comment today saying, stop supporting this murderous beef industry. What would you say to people that are going to be very upset at me for pulling that trigger on him today?
I imagine those people hadn't ever been on a farm in their life. I imagine that they probably haven't ever milked a cow or done anything but buy their food at the grocery store, it sounds like, because I tell you what, this guy's got all this pasture out here, and I know they take good care of their animals. We do too. We love our animals. We love our cows.
Yeah.
But that's just part of the way this all works. If you want to eat meat, sometimes you got to kill it.
Yeah.
And
that's right.
I'm one of those guys I'm not too happy about today either. I don't do good with blood. I'll probably be this guy, and he'll probably get a great YouTube video when I pass out because he shot that bull. Fortunately, I have a son that can take care of all that stuff for me. But yeah, this is how we eat meat, folks.
That's right. That's right. Well, he walked off and left us.
We've lost the interest.
Yeah.
We got bored. Now we got to attract him.
We got to get him back out here. I know what would bring him. If you drove in with that red cattle trailer, he would be here like that. He hated that thing with a passion.
When we brought our cow.
Well, let's get Joel hooked up with a trailer and we'll try to get him down here and get going. Good time to jump in and inform the people and educate. Just because a bull is kicking after he's down doesn't mean he's feeling pain. All animals that are put down kick. If they don't, it's just the fact that somehow they got completely paralyzed, because all animals that get put down this way kick. The bull was out of it. Matthew was almost out of it. We want to guess on the weight. Anybody want to guess?
I'll say 1432.
1432. Joel?
1520.
1520. Now this is being recorded for proof. David? 1500.
1800.
1800.
1630.
1630. I think I'm going to go 1450. You said 1432?
Yeah, so I win if I'm under.
That's right. That's right. You have a guess? No guess?
Not a clue.
All right.
What's the reward?
That's We got 1508 already. 1600. Hold it, Joe. That's how it can go. That's it.
Within 1 inch of
1634.
Yeah, you can pull out from under now.
Yep.
Who won?
1634. 1,634 pounds. You were 4 pounds off. Let the winner be known.
The winner gets the Skinner.
The winner Skinner. Awesome. All right, now we get to drop him back down.
Oh, yeah. Yes, we do. Otherwise, we can't reach the old boy.
That's right. Looks like we're getting rained out. What would you do if you got rained out? All right, this here is the brisket that we got out of the big black steer that we butchered just a few weeks ago on YouTube. I want you to look at this. The point and the flat are both looking extremely good. That fat is well worth its weight in gold. All right, on my last processing video, I was told may as well not even watch it with all the editing. I'm sorry. I would like to go through this a little bit more detailed with you while at the same time not being banned. That's a fine line, folks. So basically, once he's hanging here, we're going to cut a line from this hock where this hook's going through all the way to the other one. And we're going to do just the same way that you saw my buddy skin the pig. I don't know if it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago, as far as when you're seeing it. We're just going to skin him like it's a tube sock. So basically, when you get down to here, you've obviously got a bone to go through. Don't worry, when you get to that point, it'll come so natural, it's like falling off a log, and you won't have no trouble. But I'm going to throw it on a time lapse, that way you can see us do it, even though you might not be able to really see in great detail. Maybe I won't get banned. Got the hide off of him. We're going to start getting the intestines out. That's a part that everybody just loves to see, so I'm going to let you watch it all in great detail. All right, folks, here is the infamous tongue that you saw hanging out of that bull many, many times. Be watching for a video. I'm going to do a side-by-side cooking with this tongue and with his, well, his partner in crime out there in the field, the big black Angus steer. And we'll see whose tongue was actually the longest and which one tastes the best. It's about to give way. I went ahead and got the whole chest cavity cut open. The heart has been removed. I'm nervous. I can't help it. I don't know when Old Faithful's gonna erupt again, but it's gonna be very soon, because I don't like about an inch. Here we go. Uh-oh. Watch out. First thing you notice is the caul fat. This is called caul fat. I'm going to try to save it for you if possible. It is a very nice fat.
Yeah.
Looks like butterscotch. It is like butterscotch. Let's take what we can get without getting too greedy because we might lose it all. That's beautiful, isn't it?
Yes. It feels nice too.
It is nice. Come on, cut, man. Here it comes.
Okay. Beautiful.
Oh, that worked good.
Oh,
Yeah. What's the matter? Woo.
what in the world?
That's called
Right there.
the inner workings.
Oh my.
It's still working.
It actually doesn't smell bad.
It does over here.
Oh.
Yeah, the wind must be blowing away from you and blowing it over here because you're still able to find. I'm sure you probably.
This has got the kidney in it.
Okay.
Especially the non.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, it is. All right.
You guys.
What do you need? Yeah, probably a double bag.
All right, somebody private messaged me after I did the black steer and thought that I completely missed the hanger stake. I did not. It's right here. And since that was an issue, I'm just going to go ahead and show it to you. It is right here. Right now it's encased in fat and things, but we'll get it out. But it is the muscle that keeps the guts tied to the spine, basically. Keeps the intestines from just all laying into his belly. And this is the membrane that it does it with. So we'll trim that out later and get the hanger steaks just sliced up. All right, folks, you've been watching this bull and you've been seeing this hump on his back and you've been wondering what in the world it looks like. Well, here's what it looks like with the skin off. We are fixing to remove it before we split this animal down the middle because I don't want. And I may go ahead and split it right now with the knife, just see what's inside of it, and then remove half and then another half. We're gonna do that right now and see what we got. This is a completely new animal for me. That looks
good.
just like it did in the movies. I can't believe it. Look at that. The case of the reappearing hump. Don't that look good? And that's his spine. That's actual bone right there. Now we're just gonna continue on down. And at this point, I'm just gonna remove it off of the carcass. I may need help to keep it from falling on the ground. This right here, my friends, is half a hump. I'm not sure how we're going to do it, but we're going to age it a little while, and we're going to slice it, and we're going to fry it up. See you then. All right, at this point, it's time to cut the thing right down the middle into halves. And then at that time, we'll determine whether or not we can handle quarters, if we need to cut it in 6 parts or even 8.
No.
Big Louie's was 206. This one's about 175 according to the scales outside. So there you have it, folks. That's how we took care of Big Ferdinand. He was the menace of Big Louie, but now he's going to join Big Louie. But that's all we got for you today. We hope you enjoyed this video a lot. We'll see you on the next video.